Hello and welcome. My name is Laura Quinn, and I am the account executive here at Cengage Learning. I work very closely with you and your colleagues here at Texas State University, specifically on all things MindTap, integration, or any other questions you have related to any Cengage materials. The purpose of today's video training is to link your MindTap courses to your Canvas accounts. Before we jump into this integration, I just wanted to briefly go over what we will cover in this training and the outcome that we will receive. So we're going to enable the Cengage integration from MindTap to Canvas. We'll either be linking 2 or 3 MindTap courses. So for your music courses for 2313, you're going to be linking in 2 MindTap courses. And for dance and theater, you are actually going to be linking in 3 MindTap courses. We're going to do this process together today, and I'll show you how to add each MindTap in. And again, once you feel comfortable at the place you're at, if we go over the 2 MindTap courses, feel free to end the video. Of course, you can go on and watch the remainder of it, but we're going to be linking in essentially 3 MindTap courses. The process is the same for each of these courses, but I've been doing this for a long time. I have a lot of repetition under my belt, and I want to make sure that you feel confident and comfortable in linking these courses together. If you have questions along the way, or if you really just need us to step in, please let us know. My team and I are here on standby to help you integrate and to help you figure everything out for the beginning of the semester. So just as a quick reminder, these are the course materials that we will be referring to throughout this training video. For music, theater, and dance, again, you are going to have the Cunningham and Wright titles across the board. And then the Downs title will be an additional MindTap that we're going to add in for theater and dance. And just a few reminders before I let you go here, and I know some of you may opt out of leaving this training early, so I just wanted to remind you that I have provided syllabus language in the body of this email or as an attachment in this email along with the training. Instructor resources are also sent out to you as well if you need some further training or clarification. A reminder that this course is included in your students' tuition, so they are not going to have to pay for this course. It's already included in their tuition. They've already paid for it, so they don't need to pull out that credit card. And last but not least, office hours. For the first 2 weeks of the semester, I am going to be hosting office hours at specified times. That information is also in this email that I had sent over to you. So please review those office hours. But if you personally need one-on-one assistance, or if your students need any more assistance, please reach out to me. We want to make sure you feel comfortable and confident in your course with that linking, getting your assignments and all of your modules completed in there. So we're here to help you. Don't wait for the last second for us to help you, as we are getting pretty busy as we are doing more of these trainings and trying to get all of our customers set up for the beginning of the semester. But just a few reminders. Again, we're here for you. We want to make this semester a success. But let's jump into Canvas. All right. So the first place that I am going to have you going is the Canvas course page. So I want you to go ahead and log into your Canvas course. If you need to pause this video, feel free, and we'll catch you where you had left off. Again, this is pretty fluid and is meant for a workshop to help you get started. All right, so I'm going to make this a little bit larger in here, but as you can see, I already am in a basic template here, or just a training module. Your screen may look a little bit different, but essentially I would like you to navigate to the course that you're going to be teaching. And the first thing I'm going to have you do is we're going to add in the Cengage tool. Now, you'll notice on my screen that there is already a Cengage tool loaded in here, but you may need to add this tool in. So the first area I'm going to go is clicking on that settings down at the bottom here. And then we're going to navigate up to this navigation toolbar. And as you can see, I already have my Cengage tool loaded in here, but you know what, just for today's purposes, I'm going to bring it back down here. So you're going to locate the Cengage tool within this navigation dashboard, and then click, drag, and drop. Doesn't matter where you drag and drop that, as long as you put the tool in the upper navigation area, this tool will now become available to you. But in order to make this tool show up on your end, go ahead at the bottom and click Save. The next thing we need to do is bring in the assignments and the information from that Cengage tool. This is where we're going to link in your MindTap courses to the Canvas course. So I'm going to go over here to my left-hand side and click on the Cengage navigation information. And as you can see, I already have a few things loading in here, but I would like you at this point to click on this search function. And then we're going to search for, we're going to do the music course first, Music 2313. Again, there is crossover between the Cunningham and Wright titles. So I am going to pretend like these aren't already included in my account here, and I'm going to go ahead and search for the Cunningham title. Okay. So I have searched for, and I've found my Cunningham title. Now this is really important. There are two pieces in here, or there are two MindTaps in here, and we will want to be cognizant of the license type we are looking to access. If there is a student purchase required, that means this is not included in that inclusive access. It's not included in student tuition. So what I'm looking for is this license type, inclusive access. So you know what? I'm going to go ahead and link this to my course. We'll give it a second here. And now you are brought to another screen. Prior to this, though, you may be asked to link your Cengage account to Canvas. Go ahead and do this step. I've already done it, so I'm not prompted again, but during this step, you're going to be prompted to log in to your Cengage account. If you need help with your credentials, please let me know and I'll get those for you. But once you do this step of logging in and linking your account to Canvas, we should be set to go. So the next step for you is you're going to make a decision on how you want these course materials to be ported over, or if you're just creating your own new course. So we have four options here. The first one is to create a brand new MindTap course. So I'll go in here and I'm going to name the course, put my time zone in here, the course start date and course end date, and then click continue. Or if you know what, I have an existing course, I'm going to go in here and take a look at that course, and I'm going to link it in. So for today's purposes, because I've already created a course, I'm going to go ahead and click on one of my existing. Again, your circumstance and situation might be a little bit different, but for today, I've already created that course, and you know what, I'm going to go ahead, click on that, and verify all of the information below, but I also need to add in the start and end dates. I'm putting in my title for the course in here. We're starting January 19th, and then I'm going to push this out to May 21st. Now, you also have a little checkbox in here. You can copy all activity dates from the course. And for my example today, I am going to click on that copying all activity dates from the course because I've spent the time, gone in there, I've decided what assignments I would like to be assigned for a grade and the assignments I want linked in here in Canvas. So I'm copying all of those activity dates over. Again, your situation might be different and that's okay. And then our time zone. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Central Time, and that way all of our students have the right times in there. They're not getting confused on the time zone if they're set somewhere different. And then once I have all my information complete, it looks good, I'm going to go ahead and click Continue. Now, the next question you're going to be asked is for grade synchronization. So for today's purposes, I am going to be selecting individual activity scores. This is what I typically see across all of my instructors and universities. But again, your situation might be different. So let me just explain these. The overall course synchronization is, as you can imagine, it is one lump score from MindTap that will be going into Canvas. The most popular one is the synchronization of individual activity scores. What this means essentially is that every grade from MindTap is going to flow into your Canvas gradebook, and they're going to have a separate item in that Canvas gradebook. Again, this is what I'm going to choose today. Your situation might be different, but just know that, that typically I see the synchronization for individual activity scores. So I'm happy with this. I'm going to go ahead and click continue. My import was completed. There's a little green check mark, and I'm going to be prompted back to my home page. So what's next? The next thing I'm going to do is actually search for that content that I just imported from the Cunningham title. So I'm going to go back to my Cengage tool. I'm going to locate my Inclusive Access Cunningham title, which looks like it's down here now. And then you should see this blue select content button. If you don't see that, we have a little issue and something wasn't ported incorrectly. So either stop and redo all of the processes or contact us and we'll help you locate the Cunningham Inclusive Access title. So I'm gonna go ahead and select some content here. And this is where the fun part begins. We get to now select all of the content that we would like to see in our Canvas course. Again, just as a reminder, once you have any of the Cengage and MindTap links in your Canvas course, students will be able to click on that link and they'll be directed to MindTap. So it is up to your discretion on how many assignments you would like to flow over, but we'll show you what this looks like. So the first thing that I'm gonna notice is this add to course and this add to gradebook. So everything in this add to course location is going to be all of the assignments, quizzes, tests, you name it, that I would like to have a link to MindTap. So the first one I'm going to do is just a very basic link for the course overall. So essentially this Theater Cengage Training Demo Spring 2021 is going to be a link in itself. I would click on that and I would be directed right to MindTap and I'll see all of the activities and assignments I need to complete. So just make sure you put that one in there just so students have a direct link. It's easy enough to include that just as a quick reference for your students. The next thing that I want to put in here that I'm going to notice is this add to gradebook on the right-hand side here. As you can see, there are some just dashes here for assignments that, well, they don't have a grade, but I still want to put that link in there. So you'll have to make the decision if you want to put those links in there if they don't have a graded assignment. But my recommendation is for any of your assignments that do have a gradebook correspondence with it, I'm going to go ahead and port all of those over. So I'm going to take a minute here and go through my list and click on all of the assignments that I would like to see in that gradebook. Looks like I haven't assigned too much in here. Again, your course may look a little bit different, but I would at this point, because I don't have too many assignments for a grade in here, I'm going to go ahead and add in Chapter 8. Chapter 8 is a good one. For me personally, I'm going to add this in here. I really would like to see, have students interact with this. There's a lot of information, but you know what? I'm not going to keep this for a grade. We're going to maybe keep this as a practice test so they can just still reference it, use it for a quiz or test for later. So I'm just going to import those assignment level or the course level links here. And then I'm going to scroll down pretty quickly. We're not missing too much in there. Again, on your end, you may have more assignments to add to that gradebook. But the last thing that I will want you to make sure we have over, and we just need to do this once, as all of the support links and technical support, Cengage, getting started are all essentially going to be the same. But let's make sure we have these important links and help resources in here for you and your students. So these bottom 4 in here, you know what, I'm just going to port all of these over because the Cengage Unlimited Student Dashboard is very important for your students. This will be their landing page for accessing their 2 or 3 MindTap courses, in addition to any other Cengage course materials they are using at the university this semester. So having that Cengage Unlimited student dashboard quick link in there is really helpful for your students. Granted, they can go to that Cengage Unlimited dashboard outside of Canvas, but having it in there keeps them all in one place, keeps them organized and focused on the tasks at hand. Technical support, we do recommend you put this technical support link in here, as maybe something does come up. I may not be available, my team may not be available. And with this technical support link, it's pretty cool because once students link their accounts link their MindTap account to your Canvas course, their information will auto-populate if they go to tech support from your Canvas account. They won't have to fill out too much information. We'll be able to pull that information and try to assess the situation and get the students the help they need. Again, we are here to help your students as well, but because the beginning of the semester, is a bit hectic for all of us, we do recommend students going to technical support, creating and filling out a ticket. And then if they want to email me or if you want to email me from there, that's perfectly fine. And we'll keep an eye on that technical support and what those issues are. So now that those are all selected, I'm going to navigate back up to the top here and click on confirm. It's going to ask me to confirm my selections. Laura, are you sure that what you have selected is what you want to see in this course? And you know what, it looks good in here. I have my 3 assignments. Yes, let's go ahead and click save. My import is complete. It's going to do some thinking, and then we'll be directed right back to our course. Now, this information, as you can see, this is a little different. This information is now ported over. Part of it is in the syllabus. So all of the assignments that I have assigned for a grade are coming up in that syllabus here. Again, you can manipulate this and you can change the courses you see fit. But in this case, I'm just showing you an example of what this looks like and how it's all coming into you. So I went ahead and went to the modules. So go ahead and click on modules. And you can see every bit of information that I added from the Cunningham MindTap is now included in here, including this initial link. So why don't we just click on this just to make sure it's working. I'm going to be prompted for guided setup. I'm pretty familiar with this. I feel really confident. I'm going to go ahead and skip my guided setup. If you feel you need that guided setup, by all means, go ahead and review this. But for me, I'm feeling good. I'm going to go ahead and skip through this. I just want to confirm that this is my course, this looks good, this is what I intended to bring over, being prompted for some training again, but again, I feel pretty confident. So I'm going to just browse through here quickly. Okay, good. This is what students are going to see. Yes, these are my count towards a grade. This is what I had just integrated. Yes, it looks good, but you know what? I still want to make sure everything has flowed through on the Canvas end. We still need to check that grade book. So I'm going to pop back over to my Canvas count. I'll just keep that up there just for reference. Click on modules again because we were ported to the tool. And then my recommendation from here is to create some organization. Again, every course is going to be a little bit different in the way that you organize your modules. But in my opinion, I would take your Cunningham materials and organize them as you see fit. Because once we import the next MindTap, that's also going to be housed in here. It's just going to be a big long list of all of the assignments and materials that your students are going to be accessing and using. But again, I feel confident that you'll be able to organize this in such a way that makes sense for your students. And before we get too far on the next steps, I do just want to point out what the students will be clicking on and seeing. Again, once you organize this, to make sense for your class and the way that your class is run, then students will be able to go ahead and click on these things. Now we want to make sure that they're published, first of all. Anything with that, the circle with a cross through it, it's unpublished. So we'll need to make sure that, yes, I want to publish all of this information, or maybe I don't want to show certain things, or I'm going to wait on it. But all of these things will need to be published in order for students to access it. Once you have published your course, we are going to, have students log in here. To gain access to each and every single one of their MindTap courses, they are going to have to click on that specific course. So for music 2313 and theater, or for music 2313, they're going to click on the Cunningham and Wright title. We'll be adding in the Wright title in here in just a few minutes. For theater, they must click on all 3 MindTap titles, the Downs title, the Cunningham title, and the Wright title. So just as clarification, just because a student were to click on one of these doesn't mean they have access to all 3. They must click on all 3 MindTap titles in order for the system to recognize that, oh, Laura is taking this MindTap course, she's taking another MindTap course, and she's taking another MindTap course, just so it's all captured, and then those grades will flow into your Canvas gradebook. Again, if you need help with that step, please let me know. There is also documentation and information that I've provided to you in this, this email as to how students access, what this looks like, and please have them reference the course page. That course page is going to be very important for students that need that extra help, that want a video on how to access this information. But again, students must click on it, and simple as that. As soon as they click on it, they will have that access. So I'm pretty happy here with all of my resources. For my 4 down here, my Getting Started technical and help resources, I'm going to lump those into their own module. So I'm just going to go over here and click on Cengage Learning Help. And I'm just going to add that module in. And that's going to be housed here at the bottom. So I'm going to take my 4 resources and move them under my help resources. This Getting Started is also pretty nice. So students can click on this if they would like a little video on how to get started, and some help resources. They can have it right away in that Getting Started. So I just clicked on that pretty quickly just to see what this looks like. So this is going to be a video for students to walk through. I'm not going to play it for us today because, as you can imagine, I've tried to cover what this process looks like. But if students really get stuck on that, that Getting Started video should get them up and running and ready to go and taking your course. All right. So I'm feeling pretty comfortable here. Again, I'm going to go in and tweak some things and make sure that everything is going to be published. It's going to be visible for my students. Maybe I'm going to put these help resources first because, getting started, let's do that first. But again, your organization is going to depend on how you want to structure your course. But let's go ahead and we're going to add in that second Wright MindTap course right now. So as you can imagine, we're going to go ahead and click on the Cengage tool. I'm going to search for my Wrights. Well, so that didn't work, but I'm going to go ahead and try Wright. And there we go. So the first one that we have here is, this is for another one, but we'll be adding that in later. The first one that I see is the student purchase required. That's not the one we want. We need this inclusive access one. So just please make sure that you are selecting the correct license type, or else students will be prompted to pay. So this one is not the correct MindTap for me to enter because there is a student purchase required here. We're looking for that inclusive access. So this looks good. I'm happy it's the 8th edition. Craig Wright. Let's link this to the course. Same thing as before, you have 4 options here. You can either create a new one, copy from an existing course, copy from another instructor's course, or link to an existing course or section. So for today, again, I am going to go ahead and click on my demo course here. Training, we have demo spring, demo spring 2021. I'm just going to put a 2 here, just so I am aware on my end that this is number 2. Again, your titles are going to look a little different. Oh, and I'm going to get yelled at there. So if you see that, if you see a yellow bar or a red bar, you just need to rename that, maybe just manipulate or tweak that title, just like you saw me doing that right there. So I'm going to add in my course dates here. And then again, I'm going to copy all dates and activities from this course because I really want to have my course look like the course I've worked on. I've spent a lot of time in my MindTap course deciding what assignments and activities need to be scheduled for my students. So I'm going to go ahead and copy all of those over. Select my time zone and then go ahead and click continue. Again, this is going to be the same question as before. I'm synchronizing my individual activity scores. And then continue. We have a green check mark there. Looks good. Things have ported in here, it looks like. But you know what? I just want to make sure that we're good and we're going to sign everything over. So I'm going to go back over here and let's grab our inclusive access, right? Second MindTap that every single course is going to have. I'm going to go ahead and click this blue button, select content. And this looks pretty familiar, doesn't it? So the first thing that I'm going to do, similar to the last demonstration, is I'm going to add this first course level link to my account. The next thing I'm going to do is look for any of the course level assignments or links that I really want students to click on and interact with. So I'm going to do, let's do chapter 1, let's do some Beethoven, and then I'm going to get into my assignments here and look at some of these listening exercises. These do have an assignment for the gradebook, so I'm going to go ahead and click on these. There are a few more assignments that are graded in this one that I have scheduled, which is perfectly fine. Again, the number of assignments are determined by you and the way you are structuring your class. But for my class, this is what it's going to look like. I'm going to add in, let's see here, my other ones. And we'll take a look at the gradebook once we port all of these over, just to make sure that everything has a line item in that gradebook. All right, so I'm happy with the way this looks here. There's a lot of content. And again, your course might look a little bit differently. And remember how last time we did add in the bottom materials here, including technical support in this Engage Unlimited dashboard? You don't need to add those in twice as it's already been added in here. If you want any of the other tools and materials like the appendix, feel free to put those in. Again, this is up to your discretion. But I think I'm happy with what I have in here, and I'm going to go ahead and click confirm. All right, there is a lot. Wow, okay. But you know what? It looks good. So I'm going to go ahead and click save. We'll give this a moment just to pour it on over there. All right, so it looks like, wow, everything came on through. There's a lot more in here than the 3 I had assigned earlier, but I'm going to go ahead and make sure I check my modules as well. Okay, I have my Cengage Learning help resources. I have my Cunningham title. Oh, and now I have my Right Listening to Music title in here. So again, as you can imagine, you're going to want to organize this according to how you're structuring your course and your syllabus. And you know, making sure that everything that I want students to see is published. Or you know what, maybe I want to hide these and I'm going to reopen, or I'm going to open these up in March. So again, feel free to do what you want with your course, but this looks good, everything ported over. But I'm going to check one more thing before we jump into the third MindTap. I'm going to check my grades. I want to make sure all of my graded assignments are pulled over and they're going to synchronize with my gradebook. So let's see here. Looks like our toolbar on the bottom here is pretty large. So looks like we have our chapter 1, we have our listening exercises. Perfect. Everything is in here and the points that I've included in MindTap. If they aren't, please let us know and we will help you, or I will help you with this step. But I'm just verifying here to make sure that all of my graded assignments are in an individual synchronization here. Looks good. So I'm going to jump back to my dashboard here. Now, if you're following along and you are only teaching Music 2313, please feel free to jump off at this time, because for theater and dance, we are going to be adding in one more title, that Downs title. Again, the process is going to be the same for the remainder, but feel free to stick on here if you want some more repetition. But if not, thank you so much for joining us. And again, let us know if we can help you in any way. But let's get to these theater and dance courses. All right, so I am going to go ahead back to my Cengage tool. And let's search for the Downs title. So I'm going to just type in some keywords here, and there it is. All right, I have my license type as inclusive access here. Looks like the right course. Perfect. Now, in your case, you're going to just need to click that link first. In my case, I've already linked this in, at an earlier time. So I'm just going to go ahead and click that select content. And same thing as before, I would like to have the course level link in here. And then I'll select a few more assignments, and then we should be good to go. And just as a reminder here, and I know I didn't mention this earlier, but if what you have in here is not set in stone. So say you made a mistake or you want to add additional assignments in later, that is perfectly fine. You can absolutely, put the assignments that you wish to have, immediate access to in there. And then if you're still working on a few later assignments for a few months from now, then you'll go through this process again to re-add those assignments in. But all right, looks good to me. Let's see here. Is there anything down here different that I want? I don't think so. I think I'm pretty confident in my selections. So again, we have a lot of assignments in here. These are all the assignments added to my gradebook. Okay, that looks good. Yep, that's exactly what I selected. And I'm going to go ahead and click save. All right, first place is the syllabus. All right, wow, this syllabus is getting pretty long. Okay, looks like everything came over. Now I'm going to go over to my modules, check my modules to make sure the content came over. All right, there we go. Downs, the art of theater, then and now. Okay, perfect. There is my course level link, my videos. All right, this is looking really good. I think I'm pretty happy with this. I'm going to leave it as is, but check one more thing. I'm going to check that gradebook one more time. And let's see this. The bar on the bottom is getting a little bit larger. Whew, okay. That looks good. There are a lot of assignments. My students have their work cut out for them, but I'm really excited to have them get in here and interact with my course material. So that's all I have for you regarding the linking and integration of all 3 MindTap courses into your Canvas accounts. Please let me know how I can assist you and help you. And I'll just bring these reminders up to the screen one more time. The syllabus language has been written for you and is included in the email that I had sent along with this training video. Instructor resource guides are also included if you have a one-off question or if you're curious. Also, you can go to our Cengage Help resources webpage where you can find a plethora of resources there. Again, this course is included in student tuition, meaning students aren't going to have to go to the bookstore and purchase any course materials. Their course materials just need to be clicked on within your Canvas accounts either 2 or 3 MindTap courses, and then they'll be set to go. And last but not least, those office hours again. Just as a reminder, these office hours are for your students, and you can also join those office hours. Please take a look at those. They will be included in my course page as well. But please share those office hours with your students. We really don't want to leave any students confused or lost or without materials or access for weeks on end. Let's get in front of it and ask those questions, ask us for help. We are here for you. But more than that, we're really excited to work with you this semester. I'm very excited to meet all of you in person one of these days. But you know what? Let's try the best we can with Zoom and all of the telework we're doing. But I am confident that we will have success this semester, and I can't wait to see how your students enjoy all of this. Thanks, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.